Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry I'm bright red. It's really sunny today and I've burnt my face. So you're probably wondering why there's interior in my Micra. It's because it's not the same Micra. I've just been and bought another Micra. It is an SR20 swap Micra, so it has a 2 litre engine out of a Nissan Almera GTI. And yeah, I bought it off somebody called Meiks, who is another YouTuber. He runs a channel called Jap Junk, and yeah, he was a super cool guy. If you haven't already seen some of his stuff, go check out his channel. I'll drop it in the description down below. Yeah, we came across a problem that I'll go into later that he didn't notice. We just assumed it was a track rod end or a bent bottom arm or something. Basically, when you're accelerating, it was like trying to rip the steering wheel out of your hand, and we thought that something must have been bent, but it turned out that the chassis had actually cracked. So the drive home was a bit sketchy, but I don't think he would have seen it. It was really small when I got there. It's worse now because I've driven it an hour and a half home, but it drove fine at 50 mile an hour. It's just when you try and accelerate it was like ripping the wheel all over the place. So I've got that booked in already. I went straight to the welders on my way back and booked it in for welding next Friday. So it'll get sorted super quick. Obviously I can't drive it until that's been sorted because there's a risk that it might crack and I might mash suspension and everything will fall off and my wheel will fly off into the distance. So the ride back was pretty scary, but it's just one of those things. There was no way of really knowing. It was so well hidden at first, so I only just noticed it because I pulled on the wheel and it opened up the gap a little bit. So yeah, if you haven't checked out Meiks' channel, go check it out. It's in the description down below. He's a really nice guy. We negotiated on the price a little bit because the problem was a little bit bigger than we had first anticipated. But yeah, the plan is, I think, just to fix it all up, and then if I like it, then possibly swap all of the stuff off my 1.3 onto this one and just scrap the 1.3 shell because it needs a lot of welding on the 1.3 shell, and it might just make more sense for me to just run this one and use this as my track car instead. So I'm not totally convinced on that yet. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna just tidy this up and get it running, and then we'll see what it's like. See if I enjoy driving it. Make sure it handles okay and everything like. So this is inside. It's pretty much just stock, to be honest. There's not a lot different other than the steering wheel. It's got a rev gauge, which my other one doesn't have. The speedo doesn't work because there's no speedo drive at the moment. The temperature gauge doesn't appear to be working because I don't know. I haven't sat still long enough for it to see if the gauge actually rises up or not. But I don't know if it's the thermostat or if the gauge isn't wired in properly or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with it basically. But yeah, these are just little jobs that I'm gonna have to figure out. But yeah, and then the gears are a bit sloppy. It's actually all right. Like, you can find the gears first to fifth, but reverse is kind of like all over the place. It doesn't really, you can see there, it doesn't really, oh, it went in for once. But yeah, I tried to reverse before. I couldn't get reverse for like 5 minutes trying to get it in and out of reverse. So I'll have to have a look at the gear linkages and maybe modify them to make them fit a little bit better. But we'll just see what happens. And then yeah, that's it for inside. There isn't a lot really. It's pretty stock. So we'll jump outside and have a look outside. As you can see, it's pretty nice colour, to be fair. I quite like the colour. It's just got, I think they're just Fox Racing alloys, but they're probably going to come off because the tyre's damaged on that one. That one's got a gouge in the sidewall, and I think the back one does as well. The exhaust is just a custom made exhaust. It's 3-inch all the way through. It looks pretty well made, actually. I don't know who's made it, but it's a pretty decent looking exhaust. It's just too big because it is 3-inch all the way through. You only really run 3-inch on a turbo car. It's a bit, and it's ridiculously loud because it's got no silencers in it. So I probably will change that at some point, but there is more important jobs to do before I get to that. And yeah, so this is the engine bay. It's got SR20 in it, as you can see. So it just needs tidying up a little bit, to be honest. It runs pretty well. there's not wrong with it. I drove it an hour and a half back. It sat nice on the motorway. I had to drive 50 because of the problem, which I'll go into in a little bit. But yeah, it's all pretty much stock apart from the aftermarket manifold and the exhaust. As you can see, there's just bits that need tidying up, like this just coolant tank hanging about. I think what I'll probably do is move this battery into the boot and move the header tank over to this side and tuck it up in there, and yeah, just tidy it up a little bit. The mount on this side has actually snapped on one side because it's mounted a bit skew with, so I'll probably cut that off and weld it straight so that it's actually on the way it's meant to be. So yeah, that's the engine. It's pretty much stock. I'm not sure what they are. I think they're about 130, 140 brake or something like that. I haven't been able to give it a lot of stick so far because it's pretty dangerous to drive at the moment. I'll show you why in a sec. But yeah, this is it. I don't know what the plans are for it yet. I think I'm going to fix a few of the problems and maybe drive it for a little bit, see what it's like, and if I enjoy it, then I'll keep it and probably swap all the bits from my other shell onto this one, because my other shell needs a lot of welding. So I don't know whether to just take all the parts that I've bought off that one and put it onto this one and just scrap the other shell rather than paying to get it welded. But we'll see. I'll see how much I like this once it's all up and running properly, and then we'll go from there. But at the moment, the plan is just to tidy it up and fix it up and see what it's like. So this is what made the journey so scary. Meiks has been getting a problem basically for the last couple of days, where when he accelerates the steering wheel, like, kind of just turns 90 degrees. We thought that it might be like a problem with the rack or track rod end gone or something like that. So I went down expecting something like that, and then when I was poking about, I found this massive crack in the in the chassis leg, there and up there as well. You can see up there just behind the brake line, and yeah, it's got a huge crack in the chassis leg. And basically when you accelerate, it just all flexes so that it tries to turn left like really violently. I'll stick a video up of it now, doing it, that I got on the way home, because it was fairly horrific. And yeah, basically it's rotted all the way around this bottom, and just the extra torque and everything has just made it twist and break. So I've actually already got this booked in to be repaired next Friday. So until I get that repaired, it's pretty much too dangerous to drive. So you can see up there, it all needs patching up there. So it's all getting cut out properly and welded. The guy that's doing the welding's like absolutely epic, so yeah, he'll get it all sorted. But that's yeah, that's the major problem with it at the moment. So this is first port of call. This is getting changed first. I've got to obviously pull all the carpets back to do the welding and stuff around the bottom, so I'll probably strip it all out ready anyway, because I think to be honest, I'm probably going to strip it out and swap all the bits off my other car onto this one. Yeah, so I'll probably just take all the interior out anyway and then see how it goes from there. But yeah, that's the SR20 Micra for now. I'll do some videos of me driving it properly once it's repaired, because at the moment I just can't give it any stick. But yeah, once that's repaired, we can we can take it out for a run and I'll show you what it's like. There's a few little issues that need sorting. I think it's got a flat spot at the moment, which I think might be a fuel pump or a distributor problem or something. But I've got a spare distributor, so we'll stick a distributor on it and see if it fixes it. But yeah, that's the SR20 Micra for now. Like I say, there's no real plans for it. It's kind of just tidying it up and fixing it, and then we'll drive it and I'll see if I like it, and if I like it, I'll keep it, and we'll swap all the stuff off my 1.3 onto this one, and yeah, use this one. But if not, then I'll fix it up and sell it. But I can't see me not liking 130 horsepower in a Micra, to be honest. So yeah, that's my SR20 Micra. Hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content on it, because there will be a lot of updates on it over the next couple of weeks. And yeah, make sure you give it a like if you approve of the car, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.